mysterious stranger. Hello? Anyone there yet? Maybe I gave bad directions. Hello? Anybody? Ah, a voice! Oh, yes. I remember that voice. You're here! So, here's the situation. You need to get into the vault. I need to get out. This door isn't intended for easy access, so it'll require joint authorization from both sides to open. I'm on this side and authorized. You're on that side and not authorized. But no worries. I've got a plan. All of the Lost were once members of the Vault and should have authorization. You just need to get a hold of a hand and scan it. Easy peasy. That's right. Just a bit of post-mortem amputation and we'll be set. Just scan the hand once you've got it. I'll be on standby. Promise. Time's a ticking. Chop, chop! Ooh, sorry. Anyway, I gotta run, but I'll be back. Scan a hand! Bye!
Oh, good, you're here! And you're not lost, I assume. If you are, say so, because that would be a major breakthrough. Ah, good! Well, bit of a downer, actually. Got my hopes up for a second, but I digress. Anyway, I'm Hilda Stoltz. Hi. I'm head of the organic sector, which is exactly where I'm about to run off to. But don't worry, my Uncle Hugo is very eager to meet you. Just down the hall, in the Overseer's office, as he is the Overseer. Oh, and I've disabled the two-step lock, so coming and going should be easier now. Anyway, like I said, Uncle Hugo, down the hall. Toodaloo!
Seeing someone do so much good around here. It's refreshing.
Willkommen. Bitte komm rein. My niece told me to expect you. And do not mind my appearance. I can assure you I mean no harm. Can the same be said of you, though, outsider? Do you intend to harm us? You don't say. Do I act as one, though? No, I thought not. Where are my manners? I did not mean to be so standoffish. You're a most welcome guest here. I cannot be too careful. It has been a long time since we've spoken with anyone from the surface. Ah, fascinating. Is that the faint clicking of a Pip-Boy I hear? How grand. A colleague from another paradise below the ground. Vault 76, I take it? What a pleasant surprise. Wunderbar. Kismet even. We are having fun now, aren't we? Listen, my new friend. Regardless of what pretenses my dear niece may have brought you here with, I believe I can repay you for your effort. No catch. Just opportunity. As you may have ventured to guess on your trip here, our beloved Shenandoah has seen better days. Less stormy days. I'm in the midst of trying to get this under control, but our vault is still in a bit of a state of shock. If you'd be willing to engage in a bit of freelance work, I'm sure I can provide plenty of payment in kind. Fantastic. I'm pleased to hear it. Perhaps I should introduce myself to assuage any hesitation you have. I am Hugo Stolz, overseer of Vault 63, yes, but also a principled man of business from the world of yore. Founder and CEO of Stolz Enterprises, respected member of Vault Tech's board of directors, and overall international man of mystery. Allow me to formally welcome you to Vault 63 as our, let's say, outside consultant. Yes, that'll do perfectly. Oh, please. Hugo is just fine. Now, I'm sure you have many questions. I would expect no less, but I promise your first task will help to answer much. Speak with our Chief of Security, James T. Oberlin, and fetch me his latest situation report. I'd like to have him vet you a bit before we proceed any further. I'm sure he'd be happy to answer questions for you about our current predicament while you're at it. You'll do splendidly, I'm sure.
I miss research, and science, and discoveries, and news. Screw it. I miss how it was before. You should have arrived a few years back. The old vault sure was something.
You should have arrived a few years back. The old
How's it
vault
going
sure
out there?
was something. Windy, airish, before the accents.
We felt the whole vault shaking a while back. Security said it was nothing to worry about, though.
Been expecting you. James T. Oberlin, Chief of Security, Vault 63. Formerly United States Army. Ordinarily, an outsider would report directly to the security offices. But as you've seen, Mr. Stolz isn't fond of ordinary. How exactly did you end up on our doorstep, outsider? And you were able to dispose of them. Interesting. Must mean you have some combat training. That could be helpful. Well, considering I'm entirely lacking any sort of credentials or background on you, perhaps you could fill me in on your history.
It's a shame we don't have the workforce to spruce this place up a little.
At least you're honest. Mr. Stolz buzzed me ahead of your arrival and filled me in on the situation. Sorry for the test, but wanted to see how you'd present yourself. I appreciate your attempt to take this seriously, but I won't say I don't have my doubts. Let's see how this plays out, though. Here's my status report for Mr. Stolz. You're dismissed, unless you have other questions. Move along.
I miss research, and science, and discoveries.
What are
and
you
news.
planning, Stolz?
Screw it. I miss how it was before.
Is there a reason you're loitering in my office? As if things weren't bad enough. Now I have to keep an eye on an outsider. Move along.
You should have arrived a few years back. The old vault sure was something. You know, before the accident.
Is there a reason you're loitering in my office? Hopefully Daniel will report in soon.
You reckon that storm is gonna get worse or better? Seeing someone do so much good around here. It's refreshing.
Right, Goul. Keep it together. You are a Stolz. Act like
This research.
Be proud.
And science. And
Ah,
discoveries
you've returned.
And news.
I've just been thinking on some things.
I miss how it was before.
Yes, that. Don't worry about that now. I have a question for you. Tell me, are we our brains? Yes, precisely. But is that not just scratching the surface? Consciousness, perception, encoding and the formation of memories, to take the observable world and sculpt from it a translation of ourselves, of others. And in the eyes of others, how many versions of us exist?
Supplies are starting to dwindle a little, even with the stockpile from the supply runs. You know, before the storms.
Of course. We've only just met. I apologize. You have the spirit of an old friend about you. I've forgotten there's much new ground to tread between us. I may have failed to mention this before, but I am or was blind. Born that way. After the incident that left me in this state, I became able to truly see the world. Well, perhaps it's more accurate to say, I feel the world. Pulses of electricity, waves bending and refracting, gentle hums of life vibrating shapes into being. This world I see, I share it with the lost. I live as they do, yet I remain myself. Perhaps more myself than I was before. But others were lost to it, and to us. Friends, colleagues, loved ones. When they witness this world, they're minded... Well, I suppose I cannot explain what their mind perceives, just as one could never explain sight to me before. We have been trying to learn why this connection was permanently severed between us. Desperately so.
Seeing someone do so much good around here. It's refreshing.
A scientist, are you? Just like my Audrey and little Hilda. We are unsure of why, but we suspect that my condition may have mutated differently than others. Perhaps it was my proximity to... Oh, never mind, B. This sort of talk is dreadfully boring. All of this is to say we need your help, my friend. There are many problems at our feet, and you are uniquely equipped to help us.
Seeing someone do so much good around here. It's refreshing.
Thank you. That truly means the world to me. Let's discuss next steps. There's 2 sets of investigations I'd have you undertake. Your new friend Oberlin can fill you in on one, and I'd be happy to walk you through the other. Take a moment to relax and process. Speak with either of us when you're ready to hear the details. And once again, I cannot contain my excitement in having you on board.
Willkommen im Team, mein Freund.
I'm tired of all the red tape and security checks just to get a breath of barely fresh air.
The new animals up there. Any of them?
Been a long time since we had a good community gathering around here.
I'm tired of all the red tape and security checks just to get a breath of barely fresh air.
So, shall we begin? There are some tasks that I'm unequipped to handle myself, and I need your assistance. Excellent. As you've hopefully been made aware by now, the source of the weather phenomenon outside is a device that is under our control. Or rather, the lack thereof. Control, that is. In order to solve this error, we'll need to acquire the weather machine's blueprints. They are in the wall safe just over there. If only it were that simple. The safe can only be opened with a key that my beloved wife Cassie has chosen to hide in a very secure location. So secure that only she knows where it is. This is problematic, as she has been unwell and unresponsive for quite some time. That said, she was a diligent note-keeper. I'm certain you could find out where she moved the key to if you were to search through her notes. You should find them all in our room upstairs. It is unlocked, so you should be able to just walk in. With my condition as it is, I'm unable to do this myself, and thus, my new friend, the task falls to you. There was another copy, but I don't even want to get started, to be honest. Intellectual property can be so tricky to keep locked away. Perhaps chasing down the problem is something we could look into another day. For today, The safe is our solution. I dare say I barely understand it myself. Prior to certain circumstances, I was blind. Born that way. Since sad circumstances, I've come to be able to see, but not in the traditional sense. Alas, written text, paper, and terminal alike remain my mortal foe. Discussing the boring details any further are for another time, though. Please, let's return to the matter at hand. You will? Oh, wie wunderbar. Best of luck.
We felt the whole vault shaking a while back. Security said it was nothing to worry.
I could use some help over here.
Supplies are starting to dwindle a little. Even with the stockpile from the supply runs. You know, before the storms.
You should have arrived a few years back. The old vault sure was something. You know, before the accidents.
Supplies are starting to dwindle a little. Even with the stockpile from the supply runs. You know, before the storms.
Supplies are starting to dwindle a little. Even with the stockpile. Felt the whole vault shaking a while back. Security said it was nothing to worry about, though.
Wow. Your skin isn't split at all.
I'm tired of all the red tape and security checks just to get a breath of barely fresh air.
What the hell are you doing in here? Get your filthy hands off her! Very well. But I'm sure you wouldn't appreciate a stranger manhandling your spouse. This arrangement is in her best interest. I apologize. Truly. I'm just very protective of her, you know? She is my other half, and life is just not complete without her. Of course she has the key herself. I should have known. Yes, very well. If you would excuse me, I would like a moment with my wife. Come find me when you have the blueprints.
I'm tired of all the red tape and security checks just to get a breath of barely fresh air.
Seeing someone do so much good around here, it's refreshing.
Vault 63 is lasted this long.
I'm tired of all the red tape and security checks just to get a breath of barely fresh air.
Just to get a breath of barely fresh air.
The new animals up there, any of them good for eating?
You reckon that storm is getting worse?
Been a long time since we had a good community gathering around here.
I believe you have something for me. Did I ask you to snoop around in our personal affairs? That was and is none of your business. Forget the petty gossip and focus on the task at hand. Am I making myself clear to you? Now, the blueprints. Have you found them yet? It is a step, yes. You'll be provided more information shortly. Do be patient. Remember, this is all new to you, but years in the making for us. Well, they're no good to me. I can't read them. Go deliver them to my daughter, Audrey. She's the one who's leading the effort to repair the weather machine. Oh, and before I forget, our conversation earlier, in Cassie's room. Water under the bridge, yes? I do hope we can keep that just between us. I'd hate for rumors to flutter about. Oh, the best. She's the most beautiful person. She keeps me balanced. We were never apart. And we collected the most wonderful memories together.
Screw it. I miss how it
Excuse
was
me.
before.
This makes me rather emotional.
Science and discoveries and
Oh,
news.
and before you go off to Audrey, I would like you to indulge me in another thought exercise I've been meditating on. If you were to repair a ship by replacing it plank by plank, piece by piece, so much so that no single piece of wood from the original vessel remained, would you have a new ship? Or would it still be the original, only improve.
Don't you be starting to change things up around here. We got a system, and it works, damn it.
Right you are, my friend. Both in the origins of the question and its complexity. Let's say for this example that we can agree that eventually it is a new ship. Because I think the more interesting question is, at what point does it become so? After half of the planks? After the final part is replaced? Perhaps the rudder? Or mast? If we were to change piece by piece, at what point do we become something entirely new? Huh? One moment. Let's perhaps hold on an answer. I'd rather that linger with you a bit. And you have important business to attend to. Now, off with you to see Audrey. She's buried in her books in the meteorology sector. I hope you have some good hiking boots. It's quite the trek. Safe travels.
No reason to think it won't keep lasting. We felt the whole vault shaking a while back. Security said it was nothing to worry about, though. Looking for someone? It's a shame we don't have the workforce. It's up a little. You have beautiful skin. It's
Hey there.
You should have arrived a few years back. The old folks sure was.
How about some space, buddy? You're,
You have beautiful skin. It's a shame we don't have the workforce to spruce this place up a little.
seeing someone do so much good around here. It's refreshing.
You there! I don't know you. Why are you in my lab? What's this? Oh, the blueprints. Fantastic. Did my father send you? Are we hiring outside help for the mailroom now? Never mind that. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that I finally have these. Yes, yes. Very excellent parcel delivery. Off with you, then. Actually, wait a moment. A helpful minion could be quite useful. Could you give me 2 seconds to read this? Here's a little reward for you. Count your bottle caps while I go over these blueprints. Come back when you're ready for more work.